Alright, what's up everyone? Brad Guy here. UFC 214 in Anaheim just ended a couple hours ago. It is 3:07 a.m. Eastern Time. I just finished watching the post-fight press conference with all the fighters. So this is a post-card review. Just going through just the main card, and then I'll talk a bit about the prelims. So I'll start off with the prelims. That Kylan Curran fight. I can't say the girl she fought. I don't know the last name. Alblue. I think that's how you pronounce it. I can't pronounce her first name. That was a terrific fight. Kylan Curran's a beast. I love watching her fight, but the Russian girl got the better of her, so that was a great fight. And then the T-City, Brian Ortega. That was a terrific fight. That dude is a beast with jiu-jitsu. He's undefeated now in the UFC. He's something to look forward to in the future. So that was named the fight of the night, which is well deserved. And then Ozdemir and then John Jones got the performance of the night. So I'll start with the main card. Jimmy Manoa, I did not think was going to lose. I thought Jimmy was going to come in there and right hook and left hook the shit out of him. I thought Jimmy had bigger power and was just going to destroy him and just feed him right hand and left hands all night. But Ozdemir, he got the victory. He's three wins now in I think 5 months. He's a beast. I didn't think he was that good. I didn't think he was gonna do this against Jimmy Manuel, because Jimmy was actually the reason Jimmy was on this card was just in case if DC or John Jones fell out, he would replace one of them. That's how close he was in title contention. No one was talking about Ozdemir. Ozdemir came in and beat him. That's MMA for you. You never know. In a fight, anything can happen, especially with so many variables in MMA. A top guy like Jimmy Manuwa, who was, a big favorite against Ozdemir, gets cracked. He got knocked out. His head hit the canvas. It was bad. Ozdemir, he's one of the top guys right now. Very much looking forward to seeing him fight again. Robbie Lawler, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Phenomenal fight. I felt Lawler did win, even though I wanted Cowboy to win. I felt Lawler won round 1 and 3. He was more aggressive in those rounds. He landed more in those rounds. And then the second round, Cowboy won. I felt Lawler took off. Cowboy was able to set and land combos, which is how Cowboy does so well. If you pressure Cowboy like Lawler did in the round 1 and 3, then Cowboy can't set up his connection combos, and he's not going to connect. So Lawler did a great game plan in the round 1 and 3. Nonetheless, it was a tremendous fight for both men. Both guys showed why they're one of the top welterweights in the world. I'm just glad that Cerrone didn't get finished. It would have sucked to see Cerrone get finished after his Jorge fight, and then losing to Lawler if he got finished would tough. So at least it went to decision. He didn't get his butt kicked. Too bad. It was a very close fight. Split decision for Lawler. I know a lot of people felt the Cowboy won. I don't see it that way. I just felt he won round 2 and that was it. And then Lawler, it wasn't a beating. It wasn't a one-sided decision for Lawler. It was a respectable decision. Clear-cut decision, split decision for Lawler. But I do see how maybe some people could have put Cowboy in the victory, but I felt Lawler won. Nonetheless, phenomenal fight. Both men brought it like they always do. Two of the top welterweights in the world. Two of the old school brawlers that we don't see many of those guys anymore. So it was really fun to see those guys fight. Would love to see another fight between the two of them. But yeah, so great fight with Lawler and Cowboy. Okay, so Cyborg versus Tanya Evinger. I would give Tanya Evinger credit for going 3 rounds with the baddest female fighter ever. She had a good game plan with the clinching and just waiting for Cyborg to unload and then clinching up and getting your shots in there. That was a good game plan, but we saw in the end that it didn't help. She lost anyways. Vicious third round with knees to the face and then just strikes. Cyborg is on another level. He's unreal. I don't think she's gonna lose. I think she's gonna stay on top for a few years now. Rogan and Dominic Cruz were saying during the broadcast that this is what happens. You get a dominant champion and other girls they rise up. And we saw that with Ronda Rousey when the women's bantamweight first division was first around. Ronda was dominating everyone. The talent just wasn't there. Then all of a sudden you saw girls like Misha rise up. You saw Holly Holm rise up. You saw Amanda Nunes rise up. So this women's featherweight division, eventually fighters will rise up. And this division will be competitive. Right now, though, Cyborg's the top dog. She's the top girl in that division. There was talks. Dana has said in the post-fight that he had talked to Holly Holm in the back. That could be a fight to make. I would watch that fight, and that would be a very entertaining fight. Holly fighting at 145 is very, very intriguing. The Holly Holm striking, her counter striking, her aggressiveness, and then Cyborg's aggressiveness and Cyborg striking. That makes to be one of the better female fights ever. So I can see that fight happening. I actually made a video about that saying that those two should fight. So it's funny that now that fight is in the works, possibly. Yeah, I think just Cyborg's, she's too good. I knew she was going to run through Tanya. I saw some of her fights in Invicta. She's just not on Cyborg's level. Eventually the division will get up there and, be competitive, but right now Cyborg's on top. So, excuse me. So congratulations to Cyborg. Did phenomenal. Outstanding performance. Too bad she didn't get to finish. I thought she was going to get that first round finish, but she got a third round finish and she dominated. Co-main event, I knew it wasn't going to be exciting. What I thought was going to happen was exactly what happened. Woodley wasn't aggressive, and Maya just kept going for takedowns. And Maya's not an aggressive person. Maya's not going to be striking aggressively, and then Woodley he's not going to push the action. So we saw just a fight where there was just takedown after takedown, and nothing happened. Takedown stuff, and then Woodley wasn't striking. They set the record for least amount of strikes in a championship fight with 60. Everyone was booing Woodley. No one wants to see him fight. That's why he's not getting a GSP fight. GSP will be fighting Bisping. Woodley's this tremendous athlete. He is a great fighter. He has these bad matchups, and he just doesn't push forward and doesn't kill these guys. Everyone felt that he could have finished Maya early in the fight, and I felt he could too, especially with, you saw Maya's left eye. Woodley hits hard, Woodley hit him hard, so I don't know. It's one of those fights where it's just like, yeah, that happened. I'm not a huge fan of Woodley, personally. I don't think he fights very exciting. I don't know. I don't want to see. I don't like watching him fight. So Dana's right with not giving him the GSP fight. Nonetheless, so it was a very tactical fight for both men. It's unfortunate that it was the co. It should have just been the first fight of the night. Every other fight in that card was phenomenal. It's just one of those fights. Woodley feels that he's one of the best welterweights ever. I don't agree with that. Every fight he's in, it seems like it's either going to a draw or it's just one of these, like the Maya fight, just a slow decision. So hats off to both men. They did put their lives on the line, as they always do. Every fighter does, every time they step in that octagon. But, sometimes you can't please us. Us fans want to see blood and gore, and we want to see knockouts, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So you take what you can. Now it goes to the final fight. Jon Jones versus DC. I was so happy that Jon Jones finished DC. I'm not a big DC fan as a fighter. I don't find him entertaining. And I always felt that Jon Jones was the real champ. Jon Jones he did show a little ring rust. He's fought twice in the last 3 years. OSP and now DC. It's twice in the last 3 years, so he's gonna have a little ring rust. He's gonna have time to adjust, and I felt DC, did crack him. DC did, show his toughness and showed he was unfazed in that fight. He was confident. He was pushing forward. You saw it in his eyes. You saw it in his face. He just, he was at one point talking shit to John. He's like, John, you're not hurting me. Oh, I'm missing that one. Like, it was very entertaining. I was very nervous for John at certain points, especially when they clinched. DC was just hitting them with bombs, and you saw John get rocked a little. But ultimately, going to that third round, I did feel it was 1-1. And I felt that DC had a bit of a momentum going into that third round because of how he's been performing in those first 2 rounds. But John Jones showed his pound for pound, his goatness, and head kicked him. I love a good head kick, and he just pounced on DC afterwards and just finished him. Brutal fashion. DC crying. It was tough to watch after that. But congratulations to John Jones, showing his toughness, showing his greatness, just never backing down, showing his toughness. He's so big for that division. He's such a monster. Love seeing John Jones back. He's the best ever. It was a great fight. And great night of fights. One of the best pay-per-views ever. Not as good as 189 and not as good as 205, but very good main card, very good pay-per-view. John Jones calling out Brock Lesnar. I love that. I want to see that fight. It doesn't make much sense as far as it's one of those freak show fights. It's a spectacle fight, but it would bring a lot of money to the UFC and a lot of fans, and you have people talking, because what else does John Jones have right now? The only fight he has right now is either Gustafsson or that Ozdemir, and I think Gustafsson's more of a challenge. And that's not going to bring much people to it because John already beat Gustafsson. And Ozdemir, no one really knows much about him. So right now, the logical fight, as far as you want to look at pay-per-view numbers and big money fights, is that's how we look at MMA now. John Jones, Brock Lesnar is the only fight to make as far as big money fights. But as far as a title contention, as far as number one contenders, I feel Gustafsson and John Jones should happen. So I'll have to wait and see in that. But yeah, overall, great night of fights. Phenomenal card, up and down. The second half of this year for the UFC is going to be phenomenal. There's cards 217, 218, 219 still to come, and then 215 is coming. 216 is in October, 215 is in September. Some great night of fights. But seriously, yeah. So great night, great card coming up on 215. Great night of fights coming up for the rest of the year. But yeah, awesome fight night. Worth the $60 I paid for it. Would not pay for it. Hopefully this pay-per-view does over 1 million buys and goes up there as one of the better pay-per-views of all time. So congratulations to all the fighters that won. Congratulations to you guys. You guys did an amazing job. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of done here. I'm very tired. It's 3:30 Eastern time right now, a.m. So yeah, awesome night of fights. If you tuned in and watched it, you know what I'm talking about. John Jones back on top. Woodley defense. Another boring defense. Cyborg, finally she's in the UFC. Finally she's champ. Robbie Lawler, Cerrone, tremendous fight. And then, man, oh well, losing to Ozdemir. Oh well. But yeah, great night of fights. Thank you guys for watching this. If you want to watch any more videos, just go to my channel. I'm still new at this. I'm still getting the hang of this. I will be getting a camera soon. I will be putting out better videos, and I will be putting a bit more thought into these videos. Right now I'm just pumping these out and getting what I can out there, and seeing what I'm good at and seeing what I'm not good at, and learning from each video. So thank you for the people who have watched, and thank you for anyone who has subscribed. And if you have any comments or concerns or any feedback or your thoughts and opinions on tonight or other fights I've predicted or other fights coming up, let me know. I love MMA, love the UFC, I love now I have this newfound passion doing this. So thank you everyone who watches my videos. Great night of fights, 214. If you did not order it tonight, order it again. Order it tomorrow, or if you did order it tonight, order it again. Awesome night of fights.